If there's anybody here, hello. My screen is trying to keep freezing on me. I'm a few minutes early, so I just want to get everything going and wait for a few other people to show up when they're supposed to be here, if they're going to be here. Hi, everybody. Hi, Belinda. Hi, Tabby. If I've missed anybody else, I'm just seeing who I think I see up here. Hi, Lula May. Oh, hi, Belinda. I need to get back with you and talk to you about some stuff. Life has been so rough for me here lately. Things have just been crazy, and I've had so much to do, and I've been so tired. So I will get back with you, Belinda. I'll send you a message like in the next day or two, and we'll talk about doing what we were going to do. Hi, Dorina, Judy, James. Hi, Bobby. How is you? So I thought what we do is once everybody comes in, if we get people that are coming in, because it's been a few weeks since I've been able to stream, I'm going to be coloring. I've got some Hannah Lynn coloring books here. I've got two new ones, Steampunk and Mythical Maidens. And I've got my Arteza markers. Hi, Lauren. So my hands have been giving me grief. We've had storms here every single day, like every single day. And the constant changes in pressure are like making my hands hurt really, really bad. So I haven't been doing a lot of coloring. And I thought what I would do today, because pencils, like my hands are kind of swollen. I've had to take some of my rings off. But I thought I'd try markers. Maybe we'll do markers for a little bit. So I've got my Arteza markers, and I've got a couple of the Cali Arts that I use for skin usually, since I've got Hannah Lynn out here. I don't know if it's YouTube having issues. I'm not real sure what's happening. Hi, Deb. How are you? So happy to see everybody. It's been quite a while for me. Hey, Beth. Good to see you. I'm going to start flipping through these coloring books. I haven't even really looked through them since I've gotten them. I started a page in here just to test out I got the 120 Castle Art pencils. So I started coloring some skin. It looks a little orange right now, but I'm hoping that once I get more of it done. Hey, Quita. Hi, Karen. I've missed all of you guys, too. I really have. I'm sorry I haven't been able to be on much. Oh, I'm glad you can sleep at night, too. It's been crazy. This weather, I've never seen anything like it. I might want to color something in this one. I like looking at all the little thumbnails in here. I want something that's kind of simple, that doesn't have like too terribly many little bitty places. We might do Francesca here. That one doesn't look too bad. Actually, I like this one a lot too. I think we might do her. I like them all. Thank you, Bobby. I'm back for the time being. Hi, Becky. As you guys can probably tell. Hi, Kenny. So good to see you. I'm losing my voice a little bit. This weather that we have had is having the absolute worst effect on me. It is terrible. I have felt like crap, guys. I have just felt so crappy and tired and blah, and my hands are hurting. So it's hard for me to work because I type for a living. And then by the time I'm done working, it hurts to color. And so then I get depressed because I can't color because my hands hurt too bad. And then when I get depressed because I can't color, then I get stressed out and anxious that I'm depressed and I'm not doing what I should be doing. So it's this horrible, never-ending cycle that I'm really trying to pull myself out of. And I really hope it gets better soon. Hi, Judy, Cheryl. Hi, Christina. Alexandra, hi. So I haven't colored anything in so long that I don't even know really where to start. And I'm not that good with markers, so don't expect a whole lot out of me today because I'm not very good with markers. Hi, Rosalind and Tammy. If anybody has come in and I haven't seen you, just say hi again. Hi, Jeannie. Oh, thank you, James. I don't plan to give up. It's not that I'm going to give up. It's that it's frustrating when I want to do something, but I can't do it. You know what I mean? Oh, thank you, Alexandra. Hi, Pat. Awesome. It's so good to see everybody. But I do have my coffee. I do have my coffee today. Coffee makes everything possible. That's what my mug says. I don't know if you guys are able to see that or not, but it says coffee makes everything possible. So I am really trying to let that be my mantra. We're hoping coffee is going to make everything possible. Oh, look. That's so adorable. Hi, Sue. Thank you, Judy. I'm happy to be here, too. I really am. I feel like it's been forever. It has. The one day I was going to stream, and it was, like, storming so bad I couldn't. And then the next week I was going to stream, and my internet went out. I was like, what? Oh, no, it wasn't the stream. I was going to do a video when it was storming so bad I couldn't. I was going to do a stream, but I was, like, really sick. I had an ear infection. I got an inner ear infection. And I don't know if you guys have ever had one like that, but it's not like outer ear infection where it just hurts. Like, it gets down in your ear and it makes you feel like you're spinning all the time. So, like, if you barely move your head, you feel like you're half drunk and you're going to fall off the face of the planet. Maybe we'll try Vampire Girl here. I'll color some of it, like the candles and whatnot. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Aw, Kenny, I'm sorry you're really tired. I hope you feel better. I think it's this weather. Girl, I think it's just wearing us all out. I think this weather is just killing everybody. I'm going to try to zoom you guys in just a little bit closer to what I'm doing here. And just bear with me because this thing's weird sometimes. It's like it doesn't want to do what I want it to do. It either zooms a lot. There we go. Let's try that. The whole Midwest, Sue. The whole Midwest has been this way. That's a good idea, Quita. I may actually do that. I did. I had food poisoning first. We went out for Mexican food for like the first time in forever. My boyfriend and I had a date night. We went out for Mexican food, and like that very same night, I was just so bloated and horrible. And the next day, I was really sick. So it was miserable, really miserable. Some of this is really little, so I'm gonna actually use the fine point first. And this is the Cali Art markers. I have the Arteza ones out, but some of the skin tones in that one I'm not as familiar with. So this is the Arteza Skin White, in case anybody's curious. Oh, thanks, Belinda. I felt so bad that I couldn't do it. There was just no way. I was still up at like midnight the night before, just being sick. And if there's anything that wears you out, it is being sick. It makes you tired. And it was just bad. Bad. Oh, let me get my thing back here before I start this. Oh, hi, Robin. Didn't see you come in there. So fortunately, all the sickness is over with, and I don't have an ear infection anymore. Although the doctor did tell me that if I have many more, or if I have another one very soon, he's going to seriously consider putting tubes in my ears. Which is odd, I think, for somebody who's almost 40. My kids had tubes, well, one of my kids had tubes put in her ears when she was really little. And I've heard of it for children, but never for adults. So, but he did threaten me that if it didn't stop, I was going to get some tubes. Pat, you can't ever beat me able to color more. Yeah, I just thought for those of you who are coming in, I haven't been doing a lot of coloring lately because my hands have been a mess. They've really been hurting a lot. I've been doing some coloring. I've worked a lot on my HK5 project pictures, but just little bits at a time. So I thought instead of, you know, being in a lot of pain, I was just going to try markers today. And we'll see what happens. Hi, Meredith. Beautiful colors. I don't know your first name, so I'll just say hi this way. Hi, Diane. Good to see you. So this does have a lot of little areas, but that's okay with me. And I'm going to have to come back over because if you see I've got like this little line on her face, so I'll have to come back through and do it again. So in lieu of cooking, or in lieu of coloring, because I can't color, oh no, Alexandra, I'm almost 40. I'm months away from 40. Hi, Christy. Good to have you. Hi, JJ. It's good to see you too. Awesome. There is no time more exciting when you first get your coloring books. It's like game changer right there. I remember the excitement of being new to coloring. It was like Christmas Day every day. Like get up at 5 o'clock in the morning just to have that extra hour to color. So I'm hoping now that with this horrible weather pattern that we've been in over, like the pain in my hands is going to get better and I won't have so much trouble. That's the hope anyway. So we're going to see what happens. Alright, so Skin White is down. Now I have, what's this? This is the lightest pink in the set. This is the blush. Let's see how light it really is though. I'm going to put some back here on her cheek. And then I'll come back in and blend it out. You guys really got to give me some leeway here. I'm not very good with markers whatsoever. Horrible with markers. Just not my thing. But I do try. Trying to learn. And this Create Space paper, if I remember correctly, it sucks the marker up, and so it goes like all over the place if you're not careful. But with the light colors, it doesn't matter so much, because you can just always come back in and go over those. It's when you get in the darker colors that you really have to watch it. Get back down here. I guess if it goes outside the lines, it goes outside the lines, right? Hi, Deborah. Hi, Tanya. Miss Crochet and Coffee. That's cute. I like that name, too. Lots of new people I haven't seen before here. That's awesome. Or I may have seen some of you before, but just don't remember because it's been a couple weeks. So since she's a vampire, we're going to have everything like dark in the background. So I'm thinking red for the dress. And I have these little cards over here that kind of show me what colors I have in this set of Arteza markers. But I don't think they're very accurate. Let's open them up and take a look. Hi, Tess. So we have like coral. Let's do watermelon pink and rose red and see how those two go together. I'm just grabbing markers here. We're going to see what happens. I'm probably going to start down here at the bottom. Alright, so with these, the chisel end is on the one without the markings. So I've got this big old open area, which is more than likely going to turn out streaky because I don't have that much practice with markers. If you guys ever watch The Frugal Crafter, She kind of explains that in order to avoid having streaks, you have to saturate the whole entire paper with marker. So like if you were to flip it over, you'd have the whole entire opposite side of what you're coloring would be completely saturated. So maybe we'll try to take that advice. These markers smell funny. I don't know if any of you guys have these markers. And I'm used to alcohol markers. I've got several kinds. These ones just smell weird. I'm doing okay, Tess. Like, I'm still having some pain in my hands. I'm still having, like, I don't know if it's allergies or a cold or something. My voice is kind of hoarse and my sinuses are stuffy. I'm feeling better. I need to shake the blahs. So I figured today, even though I'm tired and anxious and have all kinds of stuff going on, I'm just going to hop on here and stream anyway. I may not only be able to go until 9 o'clock today, though, because I do have somewhere I have to be at, like, well, supposedly 9 o'clock, but he's going to wait for me for a little bit so I can stream until 9. Yes, I did, Rochelle. I've had it now for, I don't know, I think I got it a couple weeks ago. And I got the Castle Art 120 set. I was really happy about that. These are some juicy markers. Like, they just, look at this. Can you guys see this? I didn't color anywhere near that over there. And it just, like, rolled over there. That's crazy. I actually used my gel pens a lot more the last few weeks than I have in, like, ever. I'm trying to incorporate them into my coloring more because sparkles are always good. Okay, so I think what's happened is that I saturated the page so much that it went through the paper all the way, got onto my little plastic thing, and, like, ran. So I'm going to have to be super careful because these markers are super juicy. Wow. Either that or I'm going to have to stop using the plastic sheet and go with paper instead. It's going to make blending interesting for sure. So I may not blend with these. I may just cut straight color and then come back in with pencils. The chisel tips on markers especially do it, like, really bad because those are super juicy. I don't seem to have such bad luck with the fine nibs and the bullet nibs. Or the bullet nibs, little fine ones, and the brush nibs. They don't seem to do it as bad. So I think I'm gonna, because these markers, these specific markers are so juicy, I'm just gonna stick with the fine nib for now. And I'll come back in and show you with pencils. Oh, Tess, it's storming again. Jeez. We had it literally every day out here in the Midwest. Every single day. Like, I would think, oh, it's sunny, I'm going to go mow my grass. And I'd get out there. Nope. No mowing for you today. So my yard right now still looks like a jungle. But we're going to get out and do it tomorrow. Jason said he's going to go do it tomorrow because I just haven't felt like it. But I have been cooking a lot because I haven't felt like coloring. So I have been doing a whole lot of cooking. And I got an Instant Pot. My first ever Instant Pot. I don't know how many of you guys have an Instant Pot. But it will change your life. Especially if you are a mom and you have a bunch of kids to feed. Or you're like grandma and you're always feeding your kids, your grandkids. Or you just, you know, have a big family. Or you like to cook. An Instant Pot is going to change your entire life. It's like awesome. I love it. Love it. So today I made chicken, bacon, ranch, chipotle pasta. And I made like most of it in the Instant Pot, like I pressure cooked the chicken. Then I added a bunch of cheese and seasonings and stuff, and then added some pasta to it. And it's my new favorite meal ever. It's delicious. I'm really full. I'm like so full. Christy, this is the Arteza EverBlend markers, and this color is, let's see if it'll zoom, watermelon pink. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Let me try to get it up here where you can see it. Watermelon pink A487. They do have a lot of really good colors in this set. It's just that they're really light colors are seriously lacking. So I went and pulled out some of the Cali Art markers. And the brush tip markers I found, well, some of them, like on the Studio 71 markers, if you use those on Create Space paper, you're going to get like one picture out of them before they fall apart. So we're not using those on this paper. These hold up really well though, so. And I think I'm also going to put the same color on her vampire lips. There we go. And if I can get it in there, we're going to go just a wee little bit darker on her lips, actually. If I can get it in there without it going everywhere. So I just barely have to touch the paper. So I'm trying to get the color in there without it like exploding. I think I'm actually going to use this on the trim too. You donated your Studio 71. The Cali Art gel pens aren't bad. I used to have a set of them. I gave them to my 17-year-old daughter. She uses them all the time. I prefer gel pens that have color names so I can remember what I was doing. But the Cali Art ones are wonderful. They have a lot of glitter. So yeah, I'm just going to stick with just straight coloring with markers, I think, for the next till 9. And then I'll come back in with my Castle Art pencils and do some shading. That's a good idea, since marker blending on this paper is going to be impossible. Hello to everybody who's come in since I started coloring, because when I'm coloring I don't get to pay attention to the chat quite as much as I would like. I do glance up every once in a while. So if you're like trying to say something to me and I don't see it, do like Beth just did and like holler at me in all caps so I can tell. I do like them, Beth. I think they remind me an awful lot of the Spear Farben pencils, to be completely honest. A lot of the colors are exactly the same. The font and the way the number is printed on the pencils is exactly the same as the Spear Farben ones. So I'm wondering if it's not maybe the same manufacturer making both of those sets of pencils. But I love them both. And I'll take 120 pencils over 72 any day. I mean, I like both sets. I need to really sit down and do a comparison and see if any of the colors are exactly the same. I'm willing to bet they are. For the price point, yes, I do, Preeta. I really think they are worth it. I got mine on sale. There was like a coupon or something, like a flash sale. And I think they paid like $32 or something for the whole set of 120, or else I wouldn't have gotten them. So, yeah, I grabbed them. So I am going to, let's see, what else do I want to do with this red? Because I don't want her to be the only red. I don't know, she may have to be the only red for now. I'm not sure what else I'm going to do with it. Alright, so let's find a green, because I'm going to do her eyes now. And then like a brown or something for the rope belt thing. Yeah, see, Meredith, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm really starting to wonder if it's not like the same manufacturer that's making these pencils for all these different brands. You know what I mean? Like, they're different brand pencils, but it's the same company that's making them all, and then shipping them out with a different company's names on them. That's my guess. Oh, I do have one of my Studio 71 markers over here. Well, that's okay. I'm going to use it now that I have it, because I'm only doing this little bitty area with it. I'm going to put that on her little rope belt thing. They're soft, Kathy. The color selection is really, really big. I think they're worth the money. I plan on using them when I get back into where I can do pencil coloring comfortably again. And they'll probably be a set that I reach for quite often. So I'm going to come back in with a white gel pen more than likely to put the sparkles back in her eyeballs. I'm going to try just like a little tiny bit of blending here. I'm going to take the Arctic Blue. That was turquoise, and this is the Arctic Blue. I don't know if I'll be able to lighten that up any, but I'm going to try. If not, oh well, we'll darken it up with some pencils. Alright, and then there should be a black in here. So we'll just do the pupils with the black. There's lots of good white gel pens out there, JJ, but what I like the best is my white Posca pen. Extra fine point white Posca pen. I use that more than anything. Hi, Ty. How are you? Hi, Shara. Didn't even see you come in. I'm so sorry. You're welcome, Quita. I'm glad I helped you make a decision that works best for you, even if it's, you know, I think some of us, you know, we all want to help enable people to make buying choices, and it makes us happy when you see something that we're using and then you go buy it and you like it. But along those same lines, you know, I don't want you to go buy something you're not going to be happy with. So if you see something I'm using and you realize it's not your cup of tea, that makes me happy too. So this is pear green, and yes, it does say green, but it's not really green. This is going to serve as my lightest color for her hair. I'm going to come back in with darker browns with pencil. You're the ugly friend. Oh, come on, Quita. Coloring enablers. Well, I mean, I have to admit that I've had companies send me a lot of stuff that I didn't have to pay for. They like, Arteza sends me these markers, and they're like, here, can you use these and show them on your channel and give us an opinion of what you think, you know, which is really cool of them, because there's no expectation that I'm going to come on my channel and tell you guys, these markers are awesome, if I don't really think they're awesome. You know what I mean? I'm still personally a fan of my Cali Art markers. I think if you're going to spend that kind of money on markers, you are, you know, might as well go get the Cali Arts or the Ohuhu's, because you're going to get way more colors. You're going to get a lot more colors, and you're going to get a lot more, if you get one of the bigger sets, you're going to get more pastel colors that you need for proper blending. This Arteza set is nice. Don't get me wrong. Of course, you can refill them. You can buy them in packs of, I think, 4. You can't buy them like individually, but you can buy them in packs of 4. The colors are nice. There are some colors like this one that I don't think I have in any of my other sets. But I think the normal price for them is like $70, and at that price, you know, you can get the 48 Studio 71s, which are brush tip. You can, and those are like $50. You can get like the full set of Ohuhu's, which is, I think, $50. Hi, Anne. It's good to see you. What'd you do to Arteza, Anne? Did you not like stuff that they sent to you? I don't think that necessarily means that they'll never send you anything again. Some of the stuff they've sent me is awesome. Like, their pencils are great. I love their pencils, and I love their watercolor pencils. Like, their watercolor pencils are my favorite ones that I've ever used. The colored pencils are great. I love them. The gouache is awesome. I'm going to get that gouache out on a video soon. I'm going to show you guys the squash and you're going to love it. It's awesome. Pat, that's what I did when I was curious about whether or not I would like the chameleon markers. I went to Hobby Lobby with my 40% coupon, and I bought this set of skin tone chameleons because I knew I wanted skin tone alcohol markers anyway. So I bought the set of skin tone chameleon markers, and I like them, but to me they're not worth it. They are just not worth it to buy the whole set because I don't use them the way they're intended to be used, and other markers are going to be less expensive for me, if that makes sense at all. I mean, if you said they expect you to not to have some not so nice things to say sometimes, so I don't necessarily think that means they're like going to be mad at you, Mama Fruit Bat. I wouldn't be too nervous about it. I'm taking my sweet time reviewing this gouache. I've been sitting on it now for like 2 months and haven't showed it on my channel yet, but I'm going to. I don't have any Copics, and the only reason I don't is because I'm not very good with markers, and I feel like, why buy a Cadillac when you don't know how to drive? You know what I mean? if that's a good analogy. If you get them, though, definitely let us know what you think. I always love to see somebody's first reaction to something like Copics or Luminance or Holbeins or something. I always love to see that. Because it's like watching a kid on Christmas. You get to, like, literally see somebody have this amazing epiphany. Like, I collect colored pencils because those are my media. I'm pretty confident with my colored pencil skills. Markers, not so much. If I ever get to where I'm good with markers, then, you know, maybe I'll get some better ones. I've heard the Blick markers are pretty good for a lot cheaper than Copics too, if anybody has those. And I am a pencil girl. I'm working on a Prismacolor full pencil background again right now on a page. And I've gotten like a corner of it done, and I'm like, oh my god, Erin, you have bitten off more than you can chew again. I'm gonna get it done because I like it so far. It's looking really cool. I like this color a lot. It reminds me of green gold in the Faber-Castell Polychromos. That's why I like this color so much. That's exactly what it is almost. You think Blicks are dry? I know that I watched Jennifer Stay. She had like the Illustrator ones, which are a much smaller set than their studio markers. And she said those were a lot better. I'm pretty sure I'm remembering this right. They're a lot better, but there's only like 24 colors or something. Prismacolors are really good pencils. They're my favorite pencils even to this day, and I have Luminance, I have all kinds of pencils. Polychromos, Luminance, Prismacolors are still my favorite. 100%. I think they will always be. And yeah, Anne's a marker girl. She definitely is. I'm like watching Anne with markers, and I'm like, she makes it look so easy. So then I go get my markers out, and I'm like, I can't do this. How does she do this? Alright, so I'm coming back in with my, I think, let's see. Let's do blush. I'm going to do some of these candles in blush. And then I'm going to come back in with the same color that I used on her dress. And kind of do a little bit of shadows. And, thanks. I try to make pencils easy for people. Pencils just seem like they came naturally to me. Markers, on the other hand, it's like, man. I bought watercolors. Like, I actually bought a set of watercolor pans, and I'm like, I can't control these, and I don't want to use them anymore, but people are trying to encourage me to just keep trying. Because supposedly that's the fun of watercolors, is not being able to control them 100%. That's like why people use their watercolors. So I'm trying to embrace the lack of control. And Jem over at the Color Cave, I sent her some money and she sent me some of my favorite watercolor paintbrushes. Like, they're budget, but you can't get them in the US. They're Sea White. Sea White of Brighton, I think is their full name. And you can't get them in the US. So I sent her some money and she sent back the the paintbrushes, and I have yet to try those. So I'm going to have to go get all those pans unwrapped and just sit and play with those paints. Even though I've never used watercolor pans in my entire life. Thank you, Becky. You guys are so sweet. So now I'm going to come back in with watermelon pink. And I'm going to try to blend this out just a little tiny bit, because I want to. Like, I'm trying to make it work. I want to do the base, the darker color. Maybe it's just certain colors. Like when you go to like make them blend or something, add shadows, you have to be careful with certain colors. I don't know. I'll figure it out someday. I'm having fun though, either way. Pat, thank you. You're so sweet. Oh, also this week, that reminds me, Pat, thank you so much for being generous. But that also reminds me that I still have to put my like surprise video, because I'm doing giveaways this month. So I've got two $25 Etsy cards to give away, and I'm going to give them away sometime during the first week of July. But I have to get my video up. You have to comment on this video up on YouTube. So I'm going to do that soon, so that we can get this giveaway going. Thank you. You're so awesome. And Quita, I think you said it better than I ever really could. And that any of us really could. People look at us like we know what we're doing with everything, and we don't. I screw up just as much as anybody else out there in this entire world. I really do. I scrap pictures all the time. I decide, you know what, this just isn't going the way I want it. I have ruined this. But you know, I just keep on trucking. And if I mess up, I mess up. That's just how it is. Yes, thank you, Becky, for reminding me. I was like completely forgot what I was saying. If you want to be entered in the other two $25 gift cards, one the video wasn't up yet for. The other one is you go over to the Coloring Connection. If one of you nice, lovely ladies wants to put the link up to go join the Coloring Connection, there, if you go to the photo albums, there is a album in there where you put up your pictures for June Juxtaposition. Show us one of your first pictures you ever colored, along with one of the ones that you've colored most recently, and you will automatically be entered into a drawing to win a $25 gift card from Etsy. I have two of them. I am ready. Anne was one of the people who got me started coloring. Seriously, when I was brand new to all of this, it was Anne and Jennifer Stay. There were a few, but it was Anne and Jennifer Stay that I really remember the most that stand out. So I have to agree, she's definitely a legend. Hey, this is going to work out because that's melted wax, so most of that's going to get covered anyway. Ha! Hi, Grace. They both did for you too. Yeah. And some marker enabler. I got the Cali art markers because of Anne. And I'm really glad that I did. They're really great. I love them. I've had them now. Gosh, Anne, how long have I had these markers now? For like a year? I store them on their side. It's been over a year now. And I store them on their side. In their little original case that they came in. And I don't have a single one that's gone dry on me, not one. They all still work like the day they did when I got them. But I don't use them much, so that's why they're not dry. I just want to let you guys know. I'm just saying they didn't dry out in storage, because they've been pretty much in storage. Do I like Cali Art? I do. I think I like Cali Art markers more than I like the Arteza markers. But I like every other Arteza product, like, almost better than everything else, if that helps. You know what I mean? It's just the Arteza markers that I feel like, for the price, I don't think they're bad markers. I just think for the price, they could be better for what they are. And I agree exactly 100% with Anne. I like my Cali Art markers over my Arteza markers, especially when you think about the price point. Yeah. I think Arteza pencils, I know that you're directing your question to Anne, but I think Arteza pencils are good. And I'm pretty sure Anne does too. I think I've seen her use them and say she liked them. Yep, the case they come in is awful. Oh, that's the wrong color. I picked the wrong. That's alright though. We'll just go over it with a light color. Doesn't matter. It seems like it's a good idea at first, like the whole concept behind it. When you look at it, it's like, oh, that's so neat. And then, like, when you're going to try to put the markers back in there and they don't want to go in, and you're fighting it, then you're like, okay, this is a terrible idea. But one thing about Arteza is that they have grown so much since they first got started. And if any company listens to what people want out of their art supplies, like everyday people, it's Arteza. So I have high hopes for them that in the future their markers are going to improve. They're not bad. I don't want to say they're not bad markers. I just think that people, if you're going to spend this kind of money, you could do better. That's all I'm going to say about it. They have 120 now? Yeah. See, and that's what I was afraid of. I'm thinking that either their price is going to come down because they're going to see all of us out here saying that they're overpriced. I hope that they take us seriously when we say that we think they're overpriced for what they are. I hope they do. And I hope they don't take that as me saying that their products suck, because I love all their products. I really do. The markers, I'm just using them because I have them, because they sent them to me, and because I need to demonstrate them. So I'm demonstrating them today, or trying to. And it's like the colors, they just spread so much. And I'm trying to be, like, gentle with them, because I know that this paper isn't helping matters any. But they just seem to, like, go everywhere. Like, I'm trying to not go all the way to the line with them, and they're going, like, it's, like, crazy. So I gotta use darker colors to cover it up, which I will. The nibs on the Arteza markers, they feel really sturdy, though. Not that the Cali Art ones don't, but if it feels to me like the nibs on these markers are, like, stronger, I guess, if that's a thing. Is my hand turning red? It's probably turning red. Becky. Hey, I'm always willing. If you guys don't have room for your art supplies, I'm with Becky. You know, we'll help you store them. Make sure that they're taken care of and loved. I'm just so happy that it's like not storming outside tonight. It is hot outside today though. I think we hit like 93 and the humidity was like ridiculous, so it felt close to 100, and I just didn't go outside all day because to hell with going outside when it's 100 degrees outside. I'd rather not. I'd rather stay in my nice air conditioning. It is nicer coloring with markers right now though, because my hands have been sore and you don't have to put any pressure on the markers. You just move and the color goes down, and that's nice. Maybe I'll need to start experimenting with my water markers that I have. You know what I'm talking about. I don't know, Shara. That's a good question. I think what's happening is this. I think that... Okay, so what's happening is that these markers are really juicy. So I'm like coloring on here and trying to blend it out. And you see like how you can see the perfect outline of the marker. So I think what's happening is it's like saturating completely through the paper, hitting my plastic doodad here. And then it's like so much ink that it's literally running on the plastic. And the paper is just catching it. So I don't know if maybe using paper instead of the plastic or the silicone would help. I've never had markers do it this bad though. The Cali Art ones don't do it that bad, just the Arteza ones. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that. I don't know if I have any paper handy though. I don't have any paper handy right now, but I will. I'm just gonna stick with the small nib for now and color little things, because I've only got another like 15-20 minutes anyway. And I'll remember next time just put like several pieces of paper back there. Watercolor paper for the blotter paper. I have some of that too, so I can try that also. Since I'm afraid of my watercolor paper, or since I'm afraid of my watercolors, I might as well follow Grace's advice and use the watercolor paper for a blotter. Oh, goodness. All this wax. This is like a creepy picture. I'm going to do this one again in pencil whenever I feel up to it. I really like this. See what I mean though? Like I'm coloring with the Cali Art marker on the small nib. And it's not doing that. And here, look at this too. Let me show you guys something. This just dawned on me. Let's see if I can get this in the frame. Look at the different sizes of these nibs, you guys. Let me pull it down. Sorry. You guys can see it. There we go. Okay. So the Cali Art marker is the one that's black. And the Arteza marker is the one that's pink. And the Arteza marker, the nib, is like way, way bigger than the Cali Art marker. And I'm willing to bet, let's look at this too. I'm willing to bet that if we turn them around, the same thing is true. No, maybe not. The chisels don't look all that different. The Arteza one might be like a little bit taller. But as far as like being wider, I don't think it's a lot bigger. But the bullet is definitely bigger. So that might be explaining some of this over here too. Why I'm just not used to using it because it's a different marker than I'm used to. Yeah, I don't like the Arteza cases, Grace. It's one thing about them I don't like. I've got Jason building me like a marker shelf contraption out of, like if you go to Dollar Tree, they have these big sheets of foam that you can get for $1. So he's been cutting down these sheets of foam and building me like little shelves for me to put my markers in, so like they can be stored horizontally. I like to have them all out in front of me, so that is the plan. He's gonna build me a shelf so I can have all my markers out there, like all of them. Because I don't do my markers like I do my colored pencils. I keep my colored pencils in individual cases based on the brand. And with markers, I just keep all my markers where I can see them. I don't care. Because I'm thinking about getting the new Ohuhu ones, depending on how. Like, I watched the Frugal Crafter do a review of the new Ohuhu brush tip markers. And she liked them. She was pleased with them. But she was concerned about the quality of the brush nibs. And for good reason, because a lot of the brush nibs aren't like the Copic ones. They wear out very, very easily. And you can't replace them because the company doesn't sell them. Although I think she did say that you can get this, there's a Touch Now or Touch New or something by some Chinese S-name company that sells nibs that fit, and the refills are the same color inks or something. I'd have to go watch her review of them again. Yes, please, if you guys are talking to me, and I have to scroll back up so I can see who's talking to me, and it's a lot to read. So I can't see everyone in my family or artists you know. Oh, Frosty, that's so awesome. I have the same problem. Let me tell you a story. When I was a little girl, my mom and dad were both artists. Like, not like artists, not famous artists or anything, but they both drew. It was a hobby for them, and they did it in their spare time. And they could draw anything, literally anything, and they would color it in. I remember before I was old enough to even know how to color, my parents had those old school Flair felt tip markers, and they'd be both sitting at the kitchen table coloring with the little Flair things and drawing. And I still have some books somewhere my brother does with some of my mom's old art, and I'll have to see if I can get those from him and show them to you guys. So I just expected, I grew up thinking, well, it's normal to be able to draw. It's normal to be able to make art and put whatever you want on a piece of paper. And then when I got to the age that I knew how to color, or I was figuring out how to do it, that's not how it worked for me. I was never, ever able to draw. Ever. I could never draw. And I got so frustrated and so mad, and I just gave up. I stopped coloring. I stopped doing anything. I was like, this just is not for me. Coloring is its own form of art. There's a lot of us who color who can't draw. We probably can. We just think we can't. We choose not to. I'm not going to say that we can't, because we probably can. That's not a very nice thing to say. But, thank you, Christy. But I think coloring is art in itself. We didn't come up with the line art, really. But we're bringing it to life with our imagination. And I think that is just as creative as coming up with the image in the first place. I really do. And so anybody who says coloring isn't art, or anybody who says, well, I'm not an artist, I just color, well, you're wrong. That's my opinion. Ty, there's a lot of people who say that a lot of the inks are the same. A lot of the inks that are inside the markers are the same for a lot of the colors, but the markers themselves are not. See, Meredith, you know exactly how I feel. That's how it was for me growing up, too. Still to this day, I can't draw. My brother, I'm not sure if my brother draws or not. I'd have to ask him. I've never seen him draw in his 36 years of life, so he probably doesn't. But he might be a closet drawer. Isn't it really cool now, for those of us who are the ages that we are now, to look back and remember our parents doing art, excuse me, doing art when we were little kids? My parents have both been, my mom died a couple years ago, my dad's been gone for like 5 years now. I can remember them doing art when I was little, and that's kind of a cool thing to remember. It's a good way to do it, Grace, and that's, like Grace is doing. She says she's only buying Copics in the colors that she wants. You start out with a set of the cheap markers, guys. If you're thinking that you want to try markers, don't go all out and just go buy a set of Copics, because if you hate them, you're out hundreds of dollars. So go just buy a set of something cheap, like the Cali Art markers, like these ones, and use them. And if you're good at them, great. Then pay attention to the colors that you're using the most often out of your set. Then you can go online and find color charts for the Copic markers and figure out what color in your Cali Art that you use is that in the Copic, and order that one Copic. and you can eventually get your collection together that way. I have not beautiful colors. I have an Ollie's that is less than half a mile from my house, but I very rarely go there. $1.99 at Ollie's. What kind of Bics do they have at Ollie's? Just curious. Because I've gotten out of, like, I don't color, like, mandalas and stuff very much. Belinda says if you did buy Copic markers and you don't like them, go watch her channel. You should go watch her channel anyway. Her channel's awesome. It's one of my favorites. I'm sorry to hear that, Selena. I know the feeling, though. Things are about to change for you, I do believe. Oh, Shara. That's cute. That's a good idea, too. Just buy some basic colors and maybe some skin tones to start, because you know you're going to use the skin tones. Serena, you can always, like, if you're busy and you can't, like, actively participate in our live streams, you can always just pop in some earbuds and just listen and watch when you get a chance. That's what I do sometimes. I'll watch people's live streams, like, on my living room TV, and I can't participate in the chat because I can't chat on my TV. But I'm busy and I'm doing something, but I still want to see what everybody else is doing. So don't always feel like you have to jump in and participate in chat just to watch a stream. I bet you're getting so excited. Excited and nervous. I remember that feeling. Oh, they have the night. Awesome. I'm definitely going to have to go to Ollie's then. Maybe I'll go over there tomorrow. Yeah, I know, Serena. It's really not as fun to watch somebody's live stream whenever you can't really participate, or when you're, like, watching it back after the fact. It's just not, it's not the same. And I'll go on, like, Becky's live streams or something, and, like, I'll go in there as soon as I get there. I'm like, guys, I'm watching, but I'm lurking because I'm on my TV, and I can't hang out and chat. And then I'll come back, like, every once in a while, like, I'll pick up my phone and go to her stream on my phone, and I'll sit and chat for, like, 5 minutes, and I have to put the phone down and go fold the laundry or go do the dishes. I have a crazy life. It just never stops. There's nothing wrong. You see, Becky agrees with me. There's nothing wrong with people who just lurk. We like it when you come out and chat and interact with us. We really, really do, because that gives us something to do. But if you are shy, or if you are just busy, or if you just don't feel like it, you don't have to participate. Just don't. I think just to sum up, don't ever feel like you can't come and join in one of our streams because you don't feel like typing in chat, or you can't type in chat. Come hang out anyway. Always. There's some days where I could chat. I just don't want to. I just don't feel. I'm not up for dealing with people that day. I'm just, we all have those days. I want to see what everybody's doing. I just don't necessarily. I don't feel like I'm going to be a very good company that day because I'm feeling down or something. You come to lurk but end up chatting. Happens to me sometimes too, and that's okay. I'm not even coloring anymore. I think I'm gonna end up finishing this out with markers. Even if it looks like absolute crap, I'm gonna finish it out with markers and then come back with pencils and see if I can make it look better. I do have some pictures I've colored in markers. I've got, like, one of the first pictures I ever colored I did in Cali Art markers. And it was a Hannah Lynn picture. I'll have to go dig that out. I was so proud of that picture. I was like, wow, I can't believe I colored that. see, Beth is even lurking, and she's a little mad. She's over there lurking. Hey, listen, nobody can ever come down on you for being into your coloring page, ever. That's what I'm doing 99% of the time. Coloring in my coloring book. I haven't tried Sharpie bases yet either. I've done Sharpie bases like twice. I've done them like for backgrounds. If I wanted like a really dark background, I do them in Sharpie. Back before I had the Kelly art markers, and I went and bought like a bunch of those little sets. You guys know what I'm talking about. Like, I bought a bunch of those little sets of Sharpies and big markets or marking or whatever they're called now. Oh, she's got this thing behind her I've got to color too. I'll do that before I go. I'd forget all about that. Yeah, Sharpies do work just as well as anything else if you're just going to do a base with them. Which is, I mean, technically I could get them out, get mine out right now, because that's what I'm planning on doing with these now, since things didn't work out as planned. I don't like the chisel tips on this. It's just like, feels like the ink floods out. It's crazy. I'm like over here thinking, I wonder what happens if you use these on like actual marker paper. There'd be so much ink flying around. Because actual marker paper is almost like coloring on cellophane because the top is so slippery. So your ink almost like pulls up, which is how it makes it so easy to blend on marker paper. So if the marker's too juicy, it almost seems like you have a real bad time on marker paper. I'm not saying marker paper isn't great. I'm just saying, like, with markers like these ones, like the Arteza markers where the ink's like, if too juicy, if it's possible to say that, if it's possible for a marker to be too juicy, I bet you're going to have a bad time with them on paper like that. You need like a happy medium paper for these markers. There, I've got that part colored, and now I've got to do her little wings, but I'm not going to do those in the same colors. Yes, Frosty, there is marker paper. There is definitely marker paper. There's one Copic makes that's really expensive. I think it's called Blended Express. I've never tried that one. I got some at Hobby Lobby one time. I don't have it. I don't have any anymore. But it was some kind of marker paper. I can't remember what brand it was, but I paid like $7 for a tablet of it. And everybody said that it was, good for beginners, but nowhere near as good as the Copic stuff. And that if nothing else, it was like a good introduction to what marker paper is like. But I used it all because I think there was only like 15 sheets in the pad. But I hear her marker paper, but here's the thing with Jennifer's marker paper. Jennifer's marker paper on her coloring books isn't the same as like Blended Express marker paper from Copic, like professional marker paper. Her marker paper is what she prefers to color markers on, which is a lot like I prefer to color markers on, like a real smooth cardstock. Actual marker paper is literally like a sheet of plastic. It's like you took a piece of paper and you spread cellophane out on it. and that they call that marker paper. So Jennifer's marker paper is fantastic. It's not like that. Bye, Becky. Thank you. Have fun dunking your kid. Get one dunk in there for me too. I like dunks. I'm getting ready to call it a night anyway. It's almost 9 o'clock. I have somewhere that I'm supposed to be at 9 o'clock, but he's aware that I'm streaming, and he's just going to hang out and wait for me for a little bit. So it's not a big deal. But I am going to go ahead and start cleaning up a little bit while I tell everybody good night and thank you for stopping in. It was fun to come and talk to you guys about all kinds of fun stuff. Markers especially. I liked having the marker conversations. I learned a whole lot of good stuff. Thanks, Grace. I'm glad you showed up. Nina Classic is good. I like Nina Index. That's what I use when I do, like if I'm actually going to print out a picture that I know I'm going to use marker on, I'll use the Nina Index. Or I'll use the Georgia Pacific premium cardstock, and you can buy that one at Walmart. And that's a good one. It's more absorbent, I think, than the Nina. Grace, I have a color it book. I just have never tried to color in it. You reminded me I should. Thank you. Thanks for coming, JJ's. Back to WoW. I used to be a WoW fanatic, so I totally understand. Oh, thanks everybody. You guys are so sweet. Thank you, Pat, for your super chat. It really is appreciated. Definitely going to help with all these giveaways after the month that I've had. Oh my goodness. All right, you guys, I'm going to call it a night. I've got to get out of here. Thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by. Stay tuned for some more videos I'm going to have coming out soon. I appreciate it. Bye.